Welcome, guys, to another episode of One Movie After Another, Fourth of July version. But this is after Fourth of July. We're actually recording this on July 3rd because this is a busy weekend. Got things to do.
hmm
Specifically, I have a youth camp to go and capture content for. Love that stuff. But I still am devoted to this. And I'm here with my other esteemed colleague, great co-host, Sean. Sean, how are you doing? Have you seen any movies lately? I know we're going to talk about a certain movie later, maybe a show, but yeah, how have you been doing, dude?
I could, yeah, I'm doing okay, I would say. I think, this is my second week in Chicago, and I mean, I've gotten pretty used to
Chicago.
everything. Exactly, yeah. I'm in the big city, the big windy city, but it's been going good so far. Last night was kind of weird. Like, I went out for drinks after work, and um, may or may not have had a couple too many, and getting back home was a bit of a hike, but so like I was taking the train, and my card wasn't working to take the train, so I had to wait for like 20 minutes so my card could reset,
Oh,
and
dang.
so I had to wait forever, and it's 1,000 degrees in the Midwest right now, and after that, I got on the train finally. I got back home, and as I'm walking back, it just starts drenching rain. Like, we're in like a huge, like, severe weather alert for the past like 2 days, and it just was it was like walking through a hurricane basically. And like, I got back and I looked like I just went swimming. That's how bad it was. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, the shirt that I was wearing last night is not dry. Like, it's still not dry, which is crazy. But other than that, yeah, everything else has been good. I've been watching what I've been watching in terms of like movies and shows. Obviously watched Minions, but we'll get to that. And I was
Cinema.
watching the exactly, yeah, but no spoilers for that. But it is about cinema, and it is absolute cinema. But I didn't get a chance to see Young Washington, unfortunately, so I'm not a real American. But I did
What a
watch The
shame.
Sandlot. I did watch The Sandlot. Well, I was watching The Sandlot, and then I fell asleep because I was really tired. But I'm probably going to finish that soon, probably today. And I've seen it 1,000 times, so it's not like I'm missing anything. But such a classic movie, such a great movie. And it's been a while since I've seen it, and like, I think it captures nostalgia probably the best out of any movie that I've seen recently. And I didn't even grow up in the era that it is taking place in. I just was growing up when I watched it, and it's just an absolute banger. And TV show wise, though, I think this is what I'm more interested in. Is that obviously I've been watching House of the Dragon. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but so far season three is off to a good start. And but the big thing that I've been watching TV wise is Mad Men for the first time. Mad Men, that aired like all the way back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Been on my radar forever, and I finally got to watching it, and I just finished season six, and it's a top three show of all time. It's just that good. Like, it's probably the
I need to
best
watch
written.
it.
You have to, man. Like, it sounds like really, really boring on paper. It's about advertising, but once you get into like the meat and potatoes of it, it's just, it's a masterpiece.
I mean, it's John
Freaking
Hamm, so I'm already intrigued. Like,
yeah,
and he's got his other show on Apple TV, Your Friends and Neighbors, that I heard is great too. So I'll watch that dude in anything.
yeah, I don't know if he won an Emmy for Mad Men, but if he didn't, he absolutely should have. He's just on another level. It's easily the best performance of his career, and like the highlight of his career thus
That's
far. I
AMC,
mean, he's
dude. AMC is just top tier. Like there was a certain period where they were like the best of
oh
the
yeah,
best.
yeah. I mean, they had Breaking Bad, they got Better Call Saul, like they had everything, man. Like, I'm probably missing a few, but like them and FX, like they were underratedly cooking a lot. Like FX too is just a great TV maker as
Wilfred.
well. Like,
I don't know if you ever seen Wilfred. That is one of the greatest comedies with
hmm,
my boy Frodo. Elijah Wood is in it, where he sees this man who is dressed in a dog suit, but everybody else sees him as a dog, and
yeah, yeah.
it is wildly funny. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I highly recommend just watching the first episode, dude. Your life will be changed.
I've heard of it for sure. I just never watched it, but I've seen like clips of it here and there around the place, but never actually seen the whole show. But enough about that. I know we got better things to talk about. But if you haven't seen Mad Men, definitely watch Mad Men. It's absolute cinema, top tier show. And if like I said, don't go into it. You'll probably be like, "Oh, this is going to be boring because it's about advertising in the '60s." It's not. There's so much flavor to it. But yeah, that's a little bit about what I've been watching and doing. Joseph, how have you been?
Um, Number one, I think I know the solution to your problem. Slow down on the drinking, my friend, and it'll be fine. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but
No, you're definitely right about that. I was just really excited for the weekend because it's the Fourth of
yep,
July, so I definitely overdid it, and that usually doesn't happen. Like I just overdid it, but you got to give me some
new
slack. I just
seasons.
got out of college. I'm used to it, you know.
Yeah, you're growing into a new season, man. But
Exactly.
just slow your roll. Just speaking from someone who cares about you, my dear friend.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
but yeah, dude. For me, I haven't watched this yet. I'm going to tonight. I'm hopefully going to be binging all the episodes. If anything, I'm binging it tonight and tomorrow with my wife. The Bear.
Mm.
All episodes came out for season 5 last week, actually on her birthday, and
Oh wow.
we just weren't able to watch it. But now we're setting time aside tonight, and I cannot wait to finish it. And what's cool, somebody pointed out to me, I don't know if this has always been the plan with the showrunners, that this show is obviously about grief. And how many stages are there in grief? Five. Five
Five seasons of
seasons.
grief.
That blew my mind. I saw that post somewhere. I'm like, yo, if that's actually been their plan, give them the Emmy for best show of the year already. Actually,
Yeah.
it's going to be between that. And who knows? I heard some mixed reactions about it, but I actually like when the show goes into a weird direction. That's what I've heard from some people, is that it's very, yet again, another intimate look at people's lives, and that's what I love. I'm like, that it's about the characters and also good
Yeah.
food, um,
Yeah. That too.
and great acting. But it is a little routine when you keep on hearing Jeremy Allen White, nominated again, but it's because he's that good. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Well, the
I get
problem
the
is that he's nominated for comedy, and it's clearly like there's
yes.
funny moments in it, but it's not a comedy.
It's a dramedy, but more so on the drama. It's like
No, yeah, absolutely.
I would say 65% drama, and then there's that other extra wiggle room for the comedy. But majority, it is definitely a drama. But can't wait. That'll be our 4th of July weekend binge, and then I'm gonna watch Independence Day later. It's a tradition. One of the
Absolutely.
that is the perfect movie to watch if you want to watch something for next year, because we're posting this after July 4th. For next year, watch Independence Day. Great film. Young Washington, I did watch a couple weeks ago. I know we're not going to talk about it, but it's fine. It's not a bad movie. It was just like, yeah, cool, that happened. I really don't know anything about the guy, except that, he's like a smaller version of Rambo. They really try to make him like this, like, ooh, he's a BA in the final 20 minutes. And that's cool.
Hmm.
It just felt a little jarring, but I know that it is based on some historical, accurate things that happened. But I'm not gonna act like I'm a major in history. So please don't come after me. I know nothing. Right after high school, gone. To go into the next section with you opening up, Minions and Monsters. Take it away, my friend, with your thoughts, your feelings, what worked, what didn't work, and your score. I know we're doing the letterbox style out of 5,
Yeah.
out of 5 stars. What is that for you, my
Yes.
friend?
All right. Yeah. So I watched it a little bit later than you did. I watched it. What was it? Wednesday. And like I'll be completely honest with you. I have not seen a single Minions movie until this. Like I've seen the Despicable Me movies, but I never saw the first Minions or Rise of Gru. I wanted
That
to
was
see the
good.
second one and do like the suit and tie where everybody like went to the movie theater was wearing a suit because I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, no, I never saw them, so I didn't really know what to expect just because I didn't really have any context for it. And I watched it, and I I thought it, I thought it was like I thought it was kind of awesome. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I'm not gonna go ahead and like give it like a 4 or 4.5, but like if you had to ask me like in terms of like your actual overall like how much fun you had watching it, I'd probably give it like a 5. Like this movie is like so like it's so stupid, but it's so fun to watch. There's so many moments that like had me like actually like dying laughing, and I never would have thought that from like a Minions or a Despicable Me movie because like yeah they're funny, but like they're not like like laugh your head off funny. This one quite literally is kind of laugh your head off funny. Like there's so many moments in this where I was just it was just absolutely hilarious, and then there's like a bunch of like fun deep cuts that are in it that a lot of people might not get or like if for casual audiences who are watching it who might not know that much about like movie history, but like I was just having an absolute blast watching this. Like writing wise, like we're not gonna sit here and say this is like a really well written movie, but I will sit here and say that the way that it was like done and how it was executed really I think it worked for me in terms of like the Minions box or the Despicable Me box. I think it it kind of bangs. I think it's kind of a banger. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I had a fun time watching it, and I mean, don't go in expecting, Spirited Away or Into the Spider Verse. Expect an above average Despicable Me slash Minions movie, and that's what you're gonna get. And I totally think seeing it in the movie theater would be is the best way to do it. Obviously, don't wait till it's out on VOD. Like seeing this with a crowd is it's just so much fun because you're all laughing together, and it's just absolutely hilarious. But again, I'm not going to pretend and say this is high art. It's not, but and there's certainly some problems, but I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't dying laughing a lot of this movie. So once again, gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Um, yeah, I thought it was just kind of absolute cinema. So Joseph, what did you give Minions and Monsters?
Walking away from the 3D cinematic movie experience of the year. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not of the year, but I had fun. And I would give it right now a 3 out of 5. A strong
Mm.
3 out of 5. And to me that is it was just fun. And I guess to get rid of like the reason why it's not a 3.5 because I really want it to be a 3.5, but I'm going to reserve that for the second viewing. Um, Minions and Monsters. I think it fully delivers on that title, but the monsters section, I actually found myself being less interested in the second half of the film. I felt like it had a lot of things going for it in that first 45, 50 minutes. And that last 30, 40, there was a couple of subplots that I didn't find as funny or interesting. I still laughed, not going to say I didn't, but Dort, voiced by Jesse Eisenberg,
Oh, I
was
didn't
really
even realize
funny.
that was Jesse Eisenberg until after. I was like, no way, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I am Dort, and I'm like, okay, is he an alien or not? And I feel like, and I knew the whole time, like he's an alien. Like how are they gonna beat these monsters with aliens? So I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I'm like, he's an alien. But I like that because if I was a kid, I'd probably be going like back and forth on the theory, like, oh my god, but he's so stupid, like he can't be an alien. So I liked that. I thought that element was kind of funny and cute. I love Trey Parker. I think Trey Parker is hilarious, and I instantly recognized his voice when he was the main villain, Goomy,
Mm.
and when he was playing with his little tentacles, when he was saying James, the best part. I think that is
James.
James, the way it just rolls off. I'm like, yes, I want more of that Trey Parker in this movie, and they just didn't do it. I'll get into the things I loved. It is a love letter to cinema, but it's also a love letter to slapstick comedies specifically that were huge during that era. Like to me, the Minions, and it makes complete sense if they were inspired by these three popular characters, but the Minions are the modern day Three Stooges. But instead of three, minions, it's a million minions.
Yeah.
And I think that's really genius. Like, I never really viewed it that way, but now looking back and seeing that clearly, the guy who voices, I believe his name is Pierre, he voices the minions. He also directed this, and I think he's directed plenty of the other films, which I did not realize. That is
Mm.
so freaking cool.
Yeah.
But clearly, this dude is passionate about movies and specifically just fun, dumb ones. And there's a reason why this whole franchise has made so much money. Even though this one, we don't have the numbers yet, but it's looking to be the lowest maybe opening for the franchise, which I find to be shocking. But I think to briefly say why, I think critics are loving this and maybe why the audience is a little bit diminished. The last Despicable Me movie wasn't that good. Despicable Me 4, even though it made $1 billion, I think, it didn't capture enough of the same magic the other movies had. Actually, the last two Despicable Me movies were kind of mid. The third one was bad. The
Yeah.
fourth one was a little bit better, but not as good as 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I just think the reason why critics are praising this, like you looked it up, Sean, wasn't it like 89% critically or something like that?
91% Rotten
It went up.
Tomatoes from the critics, and then it was like 70 something from the audience.
I think it's like 76 or something. So I bring that up because whenever you are talking about Hollywood positively, critics are going to eat that up. Critics are going to love it. Even if it's a quote bad movie, they're going to be like, at least they pay respect to Hollywood, the old school, like what started, like they're going to eat that up. And I think that's why it's the critically highest rated. Personally, I think that is the reason why it is just getting an insane amount of positive reviews. Because I remember walking away, not looking at Rotten Tomatoes, being like, yeah, it'll probably be like a 65, 70%, 90. It was like at first actually 100 with like 16 reviews, all positive. I'm like, yo, am I just wrong? I didn't feel like it was that good. But I still stand by it. It's a 3 out of 5. But the audience, I think, are going to be like, wait, what's going on? No offense, because they don't pay attention to stuff like that. And they don't care.
Yeah.
And I think kids are even going to be like, why is it in black and white, mommy? What's going on? I still think Despicable Me 1 and 2 are the best. This is probably the third best. But I understand why some people will say it's their favorite, because it really carries itself well if you love movies. Like if you are somebody that just loves to look at references and it's not just shoehorned in, it's actually like really fun to like witness it throughout the story. I think the director and I guess the voice of Minions did a great job of implementing that without it feeling like, oh, I guess there's another Hollywood, 1920s, 30s reference, silent movies, and now it's talkies. Now they can talk. It's sound. That was hilarious, and it made sense.
Yeah.
Brought me back to Babylon. I was like, this is basically Babylon. Like, where's
That's
Brad
what
Pitt?
I was thinking. Yeah.
And that movie people need to watch too. That movie's great. Let's, I guess, talk about another banger. This one I personally loved even more, a lot more. Dare I say near perfect. But House of the Dragon, dude, season 3. Oh my God. I'm not going to say anything yet because it is about you right now. Take it away. Tell me, like, I know you have some feelings about season 2. Briefly talk about that, man, and just your feelings with that and how you're feeling now with season 3. It's only 2 episodes. I know episode 3 will be airing at this point, people listening. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about that later at some point. But just right now, it's the first 2 we're talking about. So, bro, share away.
Yeah. Just jumping off, like, how I felt about the show so far, I'll get into that. It's like, I thought season 1 was awesome. Like, I didn't know what to expect just because the ending of the original series was just awful. Everybody knows that. Everybody agrees with that. I don't think anyone has said differently except for, like, maybe 1 or 2 people. I remember my friend saying that he liked the last season, and then he rewatched and he's like, oh no, this thing's ass. But that's a very rare instance. But season 1 I thought was awesome. I thought the characters were really interesting and really brings you back into the world of Game of Thrones that we had already been in, but from a different light in a different time period. So I thought that was awesome. Season 2 comes around. I was very excited for it. First 4 episodes I thought were awesome. very, very well done. Especially I think it was the fourth episode where they have the battle. I think it's battle. I can't remember the name of the battle, but they have the
Battle of Gullet.
huge. No, no, no. This is season two, not season
Oh, my
three.
bad.
Battle of the Gullet season
Yep.
three. I can't remember that one's called, but it's like
Yeah.
the you
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about though. It's like the
Yep.
big battle, like and like what's her face dies. Uh,
Yep. She falls down with really great CGI backdrop. It
yeah,
wasn't that great.
super super good. I mean, it's really hard to do all that stuff right. Like, let's be honest, but like I mean, it is what it is. But like, other than that, I guess that whole first half of the season was awesome because like you're
Yeah.
coming off of the death of Rhaenyra's child at the ending of season one, and then you end on that one shot where she's just looking right into the camera and it cuts to black, and I was
Yep.
like, oh shit, things about to get real, like the war is about to start, and then it kind of does, and then it stops immediately,
Yep.
and it goes from oh the stakes have never been higher to like what is going on, like what we're just like get it, like they're talking, it's important stuff, but like it's written in a way that makes it feel like it's not important and not interesting in the second half of season two, where it's just completely like just boring and doesn't really feel like and by the end of it doesn't go anywhere for season two. Like it ends on them about to go to battle, which like yeah, they had the writer strikes during this, they had whatever going on, and I get that, but like at the same time, like I still feel like they would should have been able to get that final because get the final battle out in season two. I think it's fantastic. Like I would forgive what happens like before that, like them taking a long time to get where they need to go, and it's a little boring. But I would understand it by the end of it, where they have this massive, sea battle, and a lot of stuff happens in it, a lot of stuff, and it actually would make me care a lot more for the characters and what happens to them. And so by the end of season two, I just kind of felt like it went out on a dud, and I just like I really don't. I honestly don't feel any excitement for season three. So I hadn't really been feeling anything towards going into this next season, like at all. Like even a Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I was like, okay, I'm sure it'll be good, but like I don't really feel any hype for it just because of what happened with House of the Dragon, and that show turned out to be awesome. That show was
Yeah. Phenomenal
absolutely
stuff.
phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't even care if it was only 30-minute episodes. It totally worked for the show. And so after that, I'm like, okay, House of the Dragon could come back. But I was still worried, like, okay, they're gonna start off with this big battle, and then by the mid to like halfway point and beyond, it's just gonna the stakes are gonna fall off dramatically.
Yeah.
And I still have that fear that's going to happen. But as of right now, for episode one and episode two, I thought they were both awesome. Very, very well done. I thought they were excellent. In terms of the scale, it's never been bigger. The Battle of the Gullet is just mind blowing to look at, and is one of the most visually stunning things that HBO has probably ever done, and its most complex almost. And I was very impressed by that. And like, even though it's the beginning of the season, I still felt a lot of the emotion with the characters, even though it had been so long since we'd last seen them. And the big thing, like this would have been a 10 out of 10 episode if they had this at the end of season two, because I would have been a lot more emotionally engaged, but I wasn't. And like it feels like it's a finale. It doesn't feel like it's the start of the season, which is why I'm really worried about how the structure of this is going to go. And that does show as well with like how they're handling Aegon right now, cuz like Aegon is just like there, like he's not doing anything. He's just running away with the foot guy Laris,
Yep.
and I just yeah, I really haven't cared for him since season 2 obviously. Like the second half of season 2 he was lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did, and it didn't it was just not interesting at all. But besides that, I thought that it really brought you back into the conflict that was going on. It was incredibly brutal, and I liked seeing like the aftermath of what happened with season two and Rhaenyra and Allison having that conversation and how it plays out, and just like Rhaenyra's reaction of what is gonna happen. Like she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited! Like let's go! Like we're gonna take King's Landing, gonna get all this shit done. Aemon's gonna be off at Harrenhal and doing his own thing while we're taking the throne." And it was like, yeah, you could tell like, and props to the actors too. Like they're all doing a fantastic job, and it really worked for me there. And then obviously you get to the season episode 2, which I think I liked even more. Like, all due respect to the Battle of the Gullet, but like the drama and the politics of the second episode, and then the final like 20 minutes are just bonkers. Like, I'm. It's been like a week since it came out, so I'm just gonna go into spoilers. And if you don't care,
Yeah.
if you don't want to know, then just don't listen to me. But when she's taking the throne, when Rhaenyra's taking the throne, and they bring out Otto, I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I forgot that he was down there, and I was like, I wonder what's. I thought she's definitely gonna spare him, and he's like, nope, he's dead. He gets his head chopped off like it was a piece of cake. It
One of the
was. I did
best
not.
scenes, like in the last, I don't know how many. I don't remember any feeling. Sorry to cut you off, but like that scene, dude. Absolute chills. Like that's like classic. That's like the stuff I crave for Game of Thrones. Like that
Yeah,
whole entire 15 minutes was politics, but then violence and
yeah.
characters doing things they don't want to do. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Now that was gonna say almost exactly the same thing. Is like it was all of that like build up and drama that's been building over the last episode and the last season that just ultimately leads it to being a very dramatic but satisfying quote unquote ending for the character. And I didn't see it coming. I did not see that coming at all. I thought she was totally going to spare him, but did not give a fuck about it. It just went full on, you're dead. And then when Allison comes in the room and they're just staring each other down, I'm like, oh shit, now this is getting real. And like I just thought it was so well done for the second episode. And like, and same thing again with the first episode. I'm like, this totally could have been the end of season 2, but it's not. So it's like the dramatic stakes are a little bit weighed down. So, but if I had to give each episode a rating, I'd probably give both of them a 4.5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. Both just very, very well done. I don't think it, like, people are saying it's like the best, some of the best Game of Thrones ever. And like, I would say it's definitely close to like top 10, but I wouldn't say it's like in the top 10, but definitely like just awesome stuff. And I'm just excited to see what happens next with all this, her taking the throne now. She's got King's Landing. Like, what's gonna happen? And from the trailers that have come out, like Allison is like helping her. So I want to see what's going on there and how like the rest of the family's gonna react, like Aemond and Sir Dick a
Oh
lot,
yeah.
the King's Guard guy, whatever, Kristen Cole,
Oh god, I
Crispin.
hate
I
him.
should Chris. That guy sucks. I liked him
Oh
in the first season until
yeah.
the halfway point, and then he just
Yep.
became the worst ever.
But
But
but I
yeah,
love that. It was so good. Like a good like you hate that you love him, and you love that you hate him. It's just one of those character dynamics.
yeah, and he plays it so well. The actor who plays him is very good. But yeah, I'll stop rambling because we want to get to what you think about it. But yeah, overall, very impressed so far. Hopefully, they can keep this energy up, and we'll see what happens with how this is going to be, structured and whatnot. But I'll let you take over. What did you think of the first 2 episodes?
I'll just get straight to it too. Star rating. Both are like easily 4.5 out of 5 stars. Maybe even 4.75. Like I really think it's that close to perfection. Um, and I don't know like you. I don't know if it's a top 10. I would really want to like rewatch all of Game of Thrones. I don't have the
Hmm.
time for that. But my personal favorite episode is Battle of the Bastards. I think that is
Yeah.
some of the best war. Um, has the best shot in Game of Thrones history with Jon Snow, like
Yeah.
being the man of all time, fighting alone in that moment, knowing that he's
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna die. I don't know if they're ever going to get to that moment. Oh my gosh! And we have a special guest, Coco. Hey, girl. But Game of Thrones, I just don't know if it's gotten if it. I don't know if House of the Dragon is ever going to get to that level, and if it does, that's really cool. But I just, man, those 2 episodes just blew me away. Like the first off is this, uh, Damon. I gotta talk about my boy Damon. That man is a horrible human being. But when he needs to defend his wife, the queen, he means business.
Oh yeah.
And that final 20 minutes of him just slaying fools, and I'm going to get the quote wrong, but who else is there to defy us in our own house? That is some
Yeah.
like the most iconic lines in Game of Thrones, like franchise, I think is from this episode. And yeah, you can get her. Sorry, 2-second break.
Sorry.
You're good, babe. Like I said, Coco wanted to come visit. That's our dog.
Hi, Alicia.
She says hi. But yes, back to House of the Dragon talk. Yeah, like Damon is really just he's that guy. And
Yeah.
he is the worst human being out there, but man, when he's on your side, he is on your side. And
Oh, dude, well, I just remember this when the Starks come in, and he's
oh
like,
God.
we have
Yes.
more lions to catch, and they all just go crazy. I was like, yeah. Okay,
The
I'm
shot
kinda
where the guy
back
goes,
in.
yeah, like it was. I think that actor's from Braveheart. He's
I believe
the guy
it.
that I think he loses his wife, or it's not Mel Gibson's character, it's the other one. But yeah, he's got the famous scar. Like he's always had that. I love that actor, and they're the Starks. I'm like, yes, okay, it's nostalgic. I don't care. This fits for me. It's epic. Do I wish we got a little negative? Do I wish I got a bit more of Damon in that fight? Sure. But dude, it's so good. And oh, quick, can you still hear me? I think my wife's AirPods just went through.
I can still hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Little technical difficulties, guys. Sorry, my wife's AirPods almost wanted to connect through.
Right now, I have to
but
start
yeah.
all over again. Way to go.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Guys, I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not Jesus Christ. I try to be. I try to be every day.
You're
I
no
fail
young
every day.
Washington, man.
Hey, at least I don't got those crazy teeth, though.
That's true.
I go to the dentist, man. But yeah, dude, it's just great, and just seeing the culmination of I share the same sentiment of season 2. Brief thoughts. It was a setup season, and their hands were tied. So I give some grace, and I know there was a lot of butting of heads with the showrunner and George R. R. Martin. I wasn't in the room. I don't want to pick sides. I usually always I want to protect the original creator more than the new person who thinks they know everything. But what they're doing right now so far is pretty awesome. And in the words of George R. R. Martin, he said, "This isn't my show anymore." So I don't know what it is that like pissed him off, but as of right now, good job for the showrunner for doing a pretty bang up job. I hope you keep the momentum because I do agree. Season 3, episode 1 really should have been the finale, and then episode 2 should have been the opener. Like structurally,
Yeah.
it just seems like that way to me. Like you start the season with her getting the throne finally, and you leave on the cliffhanger with Jace's death. Similar to season 1 in a way, but even more dramatic. But maybe that could have looked like, oh, they're copycatting. I wouldn't have cared. It would have broken my heart even more twice over.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Even though I'm going to complain about that, it should have been the finale. We have it. And we got it as
Yeah.
the opener. It feels like the finale, but it's not. And then you're watching episode 2 and you're like, how is this just only like 2 out of 8 episodes? How?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I'm holding my excitement all the way of calling this is going to be the best season yet. I'm holding back because we still have 6 more. But I won't lie to you. I read ahead.
Oh, you did?
From what I kind of know how things are going to end up. And if they do it, remember people, I'm not going to say any spoilers at all.
Yeah, please
But
don't. Please don't.
I'm not. But it's funny seeing all these dragons dying, right? But
Yeah.
the whole point of the show is to show you the age of dragons, which means we're gonna see the end of dragons because we don't get the dragons till Game of Thrones. Like that, this is the story.
Yeah.
So I think it's really funny that, I even had that moment too. It's like, wait, why are the dragons dying? Oh, because we're literally watching the story of the end of an era. So
Right, yeah, yeah. It's the
just
Dance
get
of
ready.
Dragons.
It's the Dance of Dragons. Just get ready to get pissed off at human beings because these poor dragons are in the middle of stupid, prideful human beings
Yeah.
who only care about themselves. So just get
What
ready
else
for
is
more
new?
heartbreak. What else is new? Freaking humans being prideful and wanting to blow other people up. I
Yeah,
haven't heard that
exactly.
before. God, freaking people. Humans suck.
Yeah,
But dragons are cool.
they are.
And animals are cool. But dude, yeah, uh, it's cool kind of knowing because it doesn't ruin anything for me. It doesn't ruin anything. It actually makes me even more excited to see how they could pull off what they're going to do in this season and season 4, which is the last. They confirmed that, and I'm grateful because they could totally pull this off with the rest of this and next. But yeah, Rhaenyra getting her moment to ascend to the throne, realizing in that moment that her son is dead in the very beginning of the episode, and her saying, "What have you done?" Emmys.
Yeah.
Just give her the freaking Emmy already, and
Mm-hmm.
and her just trying to accept what's happening, but she just doesn't know what else to say other than that. The way she hits his lifeless corpse,
Yeah.
and the guard being like, "Please, just kill me," and she's like, "Why would I do that? That's a waste of time. That is a
Yeah.
waste. I don't
It's like what
care."
what would make this making this moment better by killing I'm gonna kill you to make this moment better. Like, what's that gonna do? Like, is that gonna bring
Yep.
Jace back from the dead? It's like no.
Nope.
Like, she is absolutely right. And like, I think I love the part. Like, it's such a subtle detail, but like when she's holding back, like trying to like not to hit him, but ultimately like gives in because she just like doesn't want to believe that he's gone, like
Yeah.
he's dead, and like and I think also is like this is also such a small thing, but it's like I mean to be fair, Jace is kind of stupid for thinking that he was like not gonna get killed in the middle of a battle in the middle of the water, but at the same time I really liked how it was like kind of anticlimactic how he goes out, where it's like he's not special, like he's not like better than any other human being, he'll die like anybody else, like
It's his
he's not
pride.
immortal. It's his
It's his
pride, yeah, and
pride.
like that's what
Yeah.
sent him out there, and that's what got him killed. And
Yeah.
I thought the way that they handled him getting killed was like really well done and like
Oh yeah.
shocking as well, because it's like you would think he'd go out in a blaze of glory or whatever. It's like no, he just gets shot by a bunch of arrows and sinks to the
Yeah.
bottom of the ocean.
3 arrows or 4 arrows, and then yeah, just dies there with. And somebody pointed out a really heartbreaking perspective. Um, I forget the name of the dragon. Vesper,
Yeah,
Vermix. Probably looking up at their master dying right in front of them
yeah,
while they're also dying too. That POV shot of his lifeless body being there. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, just rip out my heart even more. But
yeah,
and I love Jace. I didn't want him to die. But it just the moment that he said to the guard, "Lock my mother up," I'm like, "You're gonna die." I know for a lot
yeah,
of people, it was like a plot twist they didn't see coming. It was at this point. I have seen so many movies and shows. I just know. I feel like we need to make a movie at some point. There's just a certain point where you just kind of know where a story is gonna go because I'm thinking, yo, I want people to like cry. I want
yeah,
people to lose their minds, and this is Game of Thrones. So like to me, I think the smartest choice was to kill him. Yeah, dude, this is just it's got classic Game of Thrones vibes, and I get why people are praising it on the same level of like the Battle of the Bastards. Um, to me, I do understand. I'm not saying it is at that same level, but I get it. And episode 1 gives you the war. It's amazing. The King of the Sea, everything with his arc and the sun,
yeah,
amazing. And then episode 2, him giving his son the name. He's like, it's
yeah,
worth more than any gold. I honestly am very surprised with how much I'm caring about that character because at first I'm like, I want to care about this arc, but I just don't really see any payoff in season 2. That's how I felt. Season 3, oh yeah, they're paying it off, and I
yeah,
want more of their interaction, this family dynamic. Um, he needs his family now more than ever too. The king.
yeah.
So I love that. And then episode 2 is the political intrigue, and you also get Eamon looking sick as hell in that black armor.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. And then him getting stabbed insignificantly. I think it'd be hilarious if he just dies like that. I don't think he does, but just the way he gets stabbed by a strong in the back, and then he's like, "Help me, help me."
The,
I hate him and I love him because he can be such a BA and then such a little piece of bleep. I'm not gonna say it, but he's such a fascinating character with mommy issues, daddy issues, family issues.
he's making out with his mom. Like, what are we doing, man? Like,
And the mom's only doing it to survive, and you can clearly tell with her face she was disgusted. But
yeah, I would have thrown up. Like, I'll be like, what is wrong with you? Like,
yeah,
I'm your mom, for God's sake. At least, like, give me a kiss on the cheek. I don't care. But like, you start making out with me, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's a little that's bad. That's how you know he's down bad. Like, he can't get any more play except from his mom. Like, come on.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about briefly before we wrap it up here, man?
Not really. Just, that's off to a great start, and I'm just hoping that I can continue chugging on. The only thing that I've seen that's negative about the rest of the season is only from one reviewer saying that it's just as messy as season 2. But I mean, everyone else is saying it's fantastic, so I'm hoping that the rest of the season is able to deliver. But only time will tell. All I know is that these first 2 episodes are kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is. And guys, with that said, thank you for stopping by and listening to us ramble about things that we're passionate about. We love movies and we love shows. We love streaming movies. Well, some streaming movies. Sometimes streaming movies suck. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. We're all about the theatrical experience, okay? But yeah, thank you for just spending time with us. This is episode 2 of One Movie After Another. So we will see you next time, and have a great week, guys. Peace.
Happy Independence Day.
America.